So last week, we discussed how to relate with people, especially financially, in the aspect of trust. If you breach trust that is between you and people, you are not offending those people alone, you are offending Allah. Because keeping to promise, fulfillment of the pledge, and all those things are part of the demands of Allah. So the paragraph we are now is about our family under the obedience of Allah. The author says, وَمِنْ ذَلِكَ, and among the things that you need to do to relate well with Allah, مَا يَتَعَلَّقْ بِأَحْكَامِ الْأُسْرَةِ, there are things that have to do with your relationship with your family. How do you create family? How do you position family? What right that each member of the family demands from you, and all those. وَضَرُورَةِ رِعَايَتِهَا, and the challenges, the constraints that you will meet while keeping your family. وَالْمَحَافَظَةِ عَلَيْهَا, and how do you protect those demands and constraints. قال تعالى, Allah says in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, وأنكحوا الأيام منكم والصالحين من عبادكم وإمائكم إن يكونوا فقراء يغنيهم الله من فضله والله واسع عليم. Allah starts by talking about how to create family. Allah is telling us that every individual is expected to found, to establish his own family. Allah now says, وَأَنْكِحُوا الْأَيَّامَ, get those who are single among you married. Get them married. Get them married. If they are male, they are married. Are you getting it? It is a male right to marry. It is for the female, they are married. So the two of them must not remain single. Allah وَالصَّالِحِينَ مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ, not only those who are free, even the slaves, because the verses of the Quran revealed at a time that slavery was still in existence. So marry for every single one among you, including the slaves, وَالصَّالِحِينَ, the righteous one, مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ, among your male slaves, وَإِمَائِكُمْ, among your female slaves. Make sure they get married. It is very dangerous for a society to have young men and young ladies who are not married. And it is not only their rights, their responsibility. It is the responsibility of the society to ask every single boy that is of age of marriage, to ask him, when are you going to marry? Do you have somebody to marry? And who is your partner? Who are you proposing? Where I came from, they will not even ask you. They will just ask somebody when they plan marriage. I don't know if there is any other place they do it. I find out if it is done in the north, I have not gotten enough answer. Because I learned even in the north, if you want to marry, you need to bring so many materials. But in the Ilorin where I came from, we have Sadaka. They will put girls of the same large family. We may have about 5, 6, 7 daughters that we want to marry them out. And if people around you are aware, they will just come to you that, please, I have one of my sons that have not married. Please give me one of those girls you want to. I said, Inshallah, I'll give you one. They will not even ask which one, so that they, what you call matchmaking, Is it not that you introduce the boy and the girl? It's not happening. It was not happening in my area. Give us one, inshallah, I'll give you one. So those that people have requested, maybe 4, and they have 6 daughters they are married now. The remaining 2, they themselves will look around. Boy, there's one boy of Abubakar boy. Okay, give him one. As if you are distributing. So because and they will now call it sadaka. Even while taking the girls to their husband's house, what they will be chanting is that Yahu Sadaka, this is the bride giving on Sadaka. We don't know who is the owner. And they actually didn't know. When you are taking the girl to a family, you are taking her to a family that you will just give her to the head of the family. Sometimes that the head of our family said, we should give you this girl. Give one of your boys. And I'm a product of one of such. My father lost his wife, and the elder brother of my father talked to the family that are arranging marriage for their daughter. Please, this is my younger brother that lost wife. Give me one of these girls so that he will not stay alone. And he gave my mother to him. They never knew each other, they never met, and all those things. That is my own example. And that is the. So, I think what is right is there, what is wrong is there if we look at it critically. What is wrong is that among the conditions for, pre-steps, preliminary steps before marriage is that the boy and the girl, the bride to be and the groom to be, should be pleased with each other. But the good thing in this practice is that the society must not keep quiet when a boy that is of age has not married. You must not keep quiet. But we will keep quiet. Well, when he's ready, he will bring somebody home. When she's ready, she will introduce somebody. No, Islam said you must engage them. When kihul ayama, make sure you marry, you engage, you organize marriage and ayama for the single ones among you. Organize marriage for them. Not even your children alone. Wasolihin, the righteous one, min ibadikum, among the male slaves. Wa imaikum, and among the female slaves. Don't allow them also to remain single. Once they are of age, call them, ask them, what are you doing? Allah understand what you will say. You will say they don't have a job, they don't have money. And immediately Allah asked you to organize marriage for them. Allah said, if they are poor, if that is the only reason, Allah will enrich them from His bounty. Don't allow poverty to be the only reason why somebody will be left alone without marriage. There are other reasons, well, but for poverty, Allah said, the single one, make sure they marry. And if you claim they are poor, Allah will enrich them from His bounty. Wallahu wasi'un alim, and Allah is wide in wealth and in knowledge. I want to clear something here. This point that if you are poor, Allah will enrich you. It is said about poor ones. It's not about married ones. I have not read where Allah promised that if you have one wife, go and marry more. If you are poor, I will enrich you. I have not confirmed what some people will say that Prophet said somebody was poor and he came and Prophet said, how many wives do you have? He said, well, go and add one. And after having one, the person still went back to the Prophet and said, I'm still poor. How many wives do you have? Go and marry more. I'm not confirmed. I don't think Prophet will talk like that. Are you getting it? But in the case of single ones, let them marry. Let them start a life. Let them establish family. Let them settle down. If poverty is your reason for staying single, Allah said, tell them, if that is their reason, that no, Allah will enrich them. Allah is addressing the community. Allah is not addressing the single individual, because when you are single, when you are bachelor, you don't see any life that is more enjoyable than that stage. You are free. Nobody will call you that, where are you? You said you are taking car to the mechanic since morning. I hope there is no problem. Most times it's not about your condition. It's about trying to know exactly where you are. When you are single, nobody will disturb you. So people that are single will like to continue to be single if the community does not stand on them. Nobody will call you that I've been calling you, your line is busy. Why? So there is no problem. I'm talking about I've been calling you. Are you getting it? Somebody is calling you. If you have been calling me, my line has been busy. Now that it's not busy, just continue talking, isn't it? But they will still refer you back that your line has been busy. You're trying to know exactly who you were speaking with. This thing does not happen when you are single. So there are so many things that people may enjoy when they are single, and they will not want to go into marriage. So it is the responsibility of the people around them. That's why the Quran is not addressing the single one, but Quran is addressing those people around them, that make sure you organize marriage for them. Then after people are married, what next? Allah now said, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى فَانكِحُوا مَا طَابَ لَكُم مِّنَ النِّسَاءِ مَثْنَى وَثُلَاثَ وَرُبَاعَ وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدَةً. Another aspect about the family through which you may offend Allah is about how many wives do you deserve, and how many wives do you need to marry. So Allah is now telling us, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تُقْسِطُوا فِي الْيَتَامَى. The beginning of this verse is not about marriage. The beginning of this verse is about how people cater for orphans and widows during the time of Jahiliyyah, and the thing extended to the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when the Quran was being revealed. You see, if a man died in those days, the brothers will be the one to share the inheritance, and they will point to the wife that they like. That last one, when you put it as part of my inheritance. Okay, that is daughter. Yeah, that one is very beautiful. And put it for me. I also need it. What else do I need? And just give me two of his daughter and two of his wife. They inherit wives and daughters as part of properties they inherit. They didn't see women as human beings that maintain any status. So, and the property of the deceased will be consumed by these people without being fair to the original heirs that he left behind. Allah was now warning them that be just with the family of the deceased. You can marry their wife by going through the normal procedure, by telling the wife after the iddah because you don't engage them during their iddah. Talk to them. I can see you have been very nice in our family, and somebody like you must not be left to go out suffering. In order to fulfill my brother's interest, I would like to marry. If she agrees, you can marry her. But not inheriting them. But you cannot marry his daughter. You allow the daughter to marry her elsewhere. And when you now, before the revelation of this verse, they will just inherit them. Quran answer no. If you know it is very difficult for you to be fair to the women, marry them. So that once they are now your wife, you will handle them and treat them as your wives. So Allah now said, don't worry. Even if you have married before, you can marry 2, you can marry 3, you can marry 4. I hope I'm able to clear this. I'm trying to let you know the genesis of this verse. This masna. It's about Allah talking about the widows that the dead people left behind. That be fair to them, treat them well, even marry them as wives. Even if you have married before, you can add to your wife and your wives become 2, 3, or 4. That is the genesis, but it's not restricted to that case. The issue of marrying 2, 3, 4 has now become generally acceptable in Islam since the revelation of this verse. I hope you are clear on this. Now, but let's look at how the verse now continues. Marry what is suitable for you among the ladies. It is not whom you like. Mantoba. It is not marry the ladies you love. It is not marry the lady that are slim. It's not marry the lady that are fat. The fast does not ask you to marry the ladies that are from rich family, that are Mantoba, the one that is suitable to you. The question is, which one is suitable for you? If you are very poor, you cannot provide for a lady, and somebody from a very rich family that will be asking you to buy iPhone, and you, what you use phone that I don't even know the name of my phone. I just know I have a phone. They talk about iPhone 18, iPhone 14, Pro Max, one of them is 1.something million. How could I buy a phone of 1 something for a lady? Therefore, my Torah is not there. The lady is not suitable to me. It is suitable to somebody else. So Allah is telling us that when you want to marry ma Torah lakum minan nisa. What is suitable to you? And even in the aspect of behavior, what type of behavior does she have? Can you cook? A man reported his son to Sayyidina Umar that the son has been misbehaving, has been rude, has been this, has been that. Umar said, bring the boy to me. And the boy was taken to Umar. Umar says, your father reported you that you have been misbehaving, you have not been doing well to your father. Why are you doing this? Then the boy said, please ask my father. I have a question. Is it only me that have role, that have responsibility to my father, or my father also have responsibility to me? Then Umar said, your father has responsibility. The boy said, I don't know the name, this I want to know. He said, he has to give you a good name. He has to give you a good mother. Good mother first, then good name, then good trade. You owe your child 3 things. Good mother, good name, good training. So the point I want to make is good mother. If you know that a particular lady is wayward, she has been known for waywardness, and you are told when trying to marry her, you say, no, I can manage her. I love her and I can do anything. If you can manage her, the children or the child she's going to give birth to, will he or she be able to manage her as mother? If you can manage her as wife, the child she's going to give birth to, will that child be able to manage her as mother? If no, you have been unfair to that child, even though unborn by then. So that is the message the woman now passed to the man. Because the boy told the mother, my father did not provide me any of the three. The woman my father married that gave birth to me is from a family that worship fire. My mother is not a Muslim. Ask my father, is he? And ask my father, what name did he give me? He gave me Jamra. Stone. Even a hot stone from fire. He said, that is the name he gave me. And I've never been taken to anywhere to learn Quran. So then Umar said, the father caused it. So we should marry from the beginning a woman we can manage. Suitable, man, suitable. That is why when we were talking about DNA, there was a time we had issue of DNA discussion here. That I said, why are you going for DNA? What will be the outcome of DNA? Either your result is going to be positive or negative. This woman will claim that you don't trust her. If the result is favorable to her, they said they did DNA, that after DNA, the DNA said the man is the father of the children, and the wife said the husband must pay a certain amount of money. After all, he has gone to the hospital and he has confirmed. Since he didn't trust her and he went there, I said, no, the woman, if she's very sure, she should have said it before, before they went to the hospital. So what I'm trying to say here is that the solution to many marital problems is that people fail to marry the suitable people from the beginning. So if you continue to have problems, if you don't find out before marrying, so marry what is suitable to you. So after that, Masna, you can marry 2. Wasulasa, you can marry 3. Waruba, you can marry 4. But make sure you have the responsibility of taking care of them. That is why the fast ends with when Qibtum Allah ta'adilu. If you are afraid that you may not be just among these women, for wahidatan, marry just one. If you don't, you won't be just. You won't be able to be fair between them. Justice is very important. Even if there are areas you may not be able to be just, do your best so that between you and Allah, you know you have tried. We must not put ourselves in bondage that he is the only one I will marry and you have the way we have to act. In fact, you are helping the society if you marry more, because there are so many outside there looking for somebody to marry them. And if righteous people do not marry them, they will go ahead with rough life. So it's a part of ibadah. But make sure you do your calculation. Don't jump into any action without preparing for it adequately. How do you marry them? Allah says, وَآتُوا النِّسَاءَ صَدُقَاتِهِنَّ نِحْلَةً. Pay them their bride price. I don't like using the word dowry because dowry may come from both sides. Where people practice polygamy, like India and some other culture, is the wife that will give dowry to the husband, and the husband will move to the wife's house, and it is the wife that has the right to marry more than one polygamy. So, where in that practice, what the woman gives to the man is also called dowry. So, we decided to use a word that will distinguish our own type of dowry. So that is why we use bride price. So Allah is talking about bride price here. That any woman you are marrying, give her a bride price. Do you know the minimum bride price now is around 150,000? If we are a serious community, we may ask somebody that want to marry, do you have 150,000? But because in our society we are turned marriage to child's play, they say no, you can give anything once the woman is pleased with you, because there was a situation where the parent asked the man that what can you give her? Can you teach her Quran? And that is the bride price. We don't base our life on things that are a peculiarity that is not the norm. Part of the ability to marry is for you to ask. You can, in those days, you can wake up and say, I'm traveling tomorrow. When transport to Kwara State is 1,000 naira. When I came to Abuja, Kwara Express that take people to Ilorin was 1,000 naira. Gradually, it started increasing 5,000, 10,000, then you can wake up and say, I'm going home. But when you wake up and you rush to the garage and say, this is how I normally rush when you get there and they tell you 30,000 naira. You rush back home. So you don't go into marriage without planning properly. What do I pay as bride price? What do we start consuming? What do we start eating? How do we eat? How do we do this? How do we do that? And the responsibility does not end in food alone. Medical sustenance, the food, the clothes you should be wearing, the accommodation, and all of this. So once you can take care of all of this, this is life. So the first responsibility of a man to the new wife is bride price. So called him and give them. For intim nalekun and shay'in min nafsan, and if they are pleased to give you part of the bride price, part of the sadaqi you are giving them, no problem. For kuluhu and marina, you can consume it. They are the ones that give you. Surah Al-Nisa as well. When you now start living together as husband and wife, Allah made another injunction. Allah said, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَلِلْرِجَالِ عَلَيْهِنَّ دَرَجَةٌ. We are not keeping slaves when we keep wives. We are not keeping slaves. We are keeping partners. We are not just with our wives until we see them as partners and not as servants. We will never be just with them. We will never be fair to them until we see them as partners and not as servants or slaves. That's why Allah is telling us that وَلَهُنَّ, their wives, your wives, they have مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, the same right that you have. Try and give those rights to your wife too. Even though وَلِلْرِجَالِ عَلَيْهِنَّ دَرَجَةٌ, even though the right, the position, daraja is different from ma'ruf. Daraja, the position, the status of the husband is higher than that of wife. but they are partner. So you are a senior partner, they are junior partner. But it's better than the master and servant. The relationship of a senior director and deputy director. Director and deputy director is different from the difference of the director general and cleaner or clerk or driver. So see yourself as director and see her as deputy director, because she has some areas in that house that you cannot control. She's the manager of those areas. So you share it. So that's what Allah is saying, that they have rights with you, even though your status is higher. Surah Al-Baqarah 228. In another verse, Allah says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يحل لكم أن ترثوا نساء كرها ولا تعدلوهن لتذهبوا ببعض ما آتيتموهن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وعاشروهن بالمعروف فإن كرهتموهن فعسى أن تكرهوا شيئا ويجعل الله فيه خيرا كثيرا. Do we continue? It's time. So let's talk it. Because certain things need explanation. I didn't even know that it will take us this long before we finish this. We stop along the line each time. And it is better than rushing important points when we need to shed light on them. So we stop here. Inshallah, next week, may Allah spare our life, we start from this verse. Because Allah is speaking out to us certain important points that are creating problems in our society. We ignore them. We pretend we don't know they are creating problems, and they are creating problems. And by doing all those things, we may think we are offending certain people. Meanwhile, we are offending Allah. Because it's a disobedience as far as Allah is concerned. If Allah has given injunction that we should do certain things to somebody and we don't do it to that person, we are not offending that person. We are offending Allah, the creator of the law. So may Allah give us better understanding of Islam and release there our life to practice it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.